James Jones. I'm the Assistant Chief of Operations for ESD 200 in Waller Harris County. Approximately 12:30 this afternoon, we were dispatched to a building explosion. Upon arrival, we found a commercial building that conducts propane transfers involved in fire. Units from ESD 200, Katy, ESD 48, Sealy, Belleville, Fulshire, San Felipe, Pattison VFD, Klein, and Cypress Creek, along with the Waller County Fire Marshal's Office, Waller County Sheriff's Office, Waller County EMS, Fort Bend County Hazmat, and Harris County Hazmat made location. We got a water supply established rather quickly before we effected an attack. We were able to confine the fire to the building of origin and one adjacent building. And the grass fire quickly became our primary focus. We had quite a few grass fire trucks, booster trucks out here to mitigate that problem. We wound up with about a 30-acre grass fire that was stopped without any other further damage to structures. And we have one injury that was an employee of the site. No firefighters were injured during the operation.
Do we know the nature of the injuries?
I do not have full nature of the injuries this time.
So many people were dispatched, I'm assuming, because of the dry conditions out here?
Well, so initially it came in as a building fire, so we responded to a building fire, very quickly realized that we were able to contain that rather quickly. And then, yes, the amount of units we requested subsequent to that was because of the dry conditions we're currently under and the wind. As you can tell out here, it's pretty windy. So we were able to get drones in the air pretty quick, orient ourselves to the problem at hand, and then address it rather quickly.
Assuming that you may not know what the cause of fire was yet, can you talk a little bit about that process to determine what caused this fire?
So the Waller County Fire Marshal's Office is obviously here with us. As soon as we get the building cooled to a manner that they can make entry and start the investigation, they will do that. And then how long it takes them will be up to. Yes, sir.
Dean Hensley, Hensley, Assistant Chief with Waller County Fire Marshals. We're really just getting started in the investigation, just doing some basic interviews. There was some sort of an exchange going on from a bottle to a bottle. That's really all we know right now. We're still doing interviews. Obviously, we're working on getting in. Right now, things are safe for us to do so. So as soon as we finish here, we're going to get in there and start looking around and see if we can determine, what happened. So that's kind of where we are. Don't exactly know what happened. Nothing suspicious that we see right now. We're pretty confident we got an accidental fire. We're just going to figure out, what happened during that exchange. So that's what we're going to be working on, and we'll update y'all as soon as we know that. But we just don't know exactly what happened yet. But some type of an exchange going on between bottle to bottle, and we'll figure all that out once we start the investigation.
Knowing that this is a facility that deals with propane, can you talk a little bit about why it's important to monitor these hot spots and make sure that a second fire doesn't spark back up?
Well, the biggest challenge we had today was really we've been in a drought condition in Waller County, and we've been in a burn ban for several weeks. Where the fire actually started was actually contained pretty quickly. It's just it had jumped to that grass fire, and with the high winds you see going on right now, that was really, I think, more of a challenge to get the grass fire than the initial fire from the propane tank. So that was more. It took longer to get that out than it was the actual fire itself.
How many people were inside the building at the time of the fire?
We had approximately 15 employees that were on site. Everybody's accounted for, and like the chief mentioned, we had the one injury. He is stable right now, and we have investigators that are at the hospital talking to him right now also.
We heard that he was able to take himself to the hospital. Is that true?
Yeah, he was self-evacuated. Another employee put him in the car, and they drove to another facility. We met him there, then they were transferred to a hospital downtown.
Do we know if that person was part of the bottle exchange, or was he outside?
We believe so, but our investigators are there right now talking to him at the hospital. We're trying to let EMS and hospital staff get him treated, and we can do some interviewing with him also.
When you say a bottle exchange, you mean propane from one container into another?
That's what we understand, but we got to do some more interviews, obviously look at video and things like that. We'll get all that figured out. That's what we think initially preliminaries going on. Yep.
Is it one explosion or a series of explosions?
I think we just, Chief?
Yeah, there was this facility has several large cylinders that feed smaller and then smaller again cylinders down to the typical ones you're used to on your barbecue. There was quite a number, so much I couldn't count, of those size cylinders that were exploding upon our arrival. So when we got here, it was small cylinder after small cylinder blowing up. And that's part of what initially caused us to take a slower approach and make sure that we weren't going to come into an explosive or shrapnel environment.
Early on, it was mentioned that one of the difficulties with
Yeah, yes, ma'am. So a big factor in how we address these fires is we don't want to do a lot of start and stop operations. So we take our time. We establish a remote water supply using basically 3,000 gallon swimming pools. We have a hydrant about a half a mile from here, and we just did a round robin of tenders to go grab water, dump it on site, and then supply the operation. So once we had water, we were able to continue water flow.
How much longer do you anticipate that this area will be closed off?
I would imagine we'll have it closed off for at least the next hour or two, and then you'll see a presence of us here probably for the next 3 to 4 hours would be my best guess.
Has this happened at this facility before?
I don't have that information readily available.
All right. We thank you all for
Good.
your time. We'll be sending updates and follow us on Facebook for updates also.
Okay.